everyone, I am Jurland Quitay. I am a third-year college student of Negros Oriental State University, Main Campus 1, taking up Bachelor of Technology in Livelihood Education, major in Home Economics. Today, I will be discussing about performance assessment. So what is performance assessment? Performance assessment requires students to demonstrate knowledge and skills, including the process by which they solve problems. So performance assessment, it can be a presentation or a product. Performance assessment measures skills such as the ability to integrate knowledge across disciplines, contribute to the work of a group, and develop a plan of action when confronted with a new situation. Performance assessment are also appropriate for determining if students are achieving the higher standards set by the states for all students. Performance assessment are also known as alternative assessment, is a form of testing that requires students to perform a task rather than select an answers from a ready-made list. The characteristics of a performance assessment are: number one, students can explain, justify, and depend. So, since a performance assessment is all about a presentation and a product, so this means that students should have to explain, justify, as well as defend their presentation. Secondly is students use reasoning skills. This means that in performing, students should have to use their reasoning skills in order to defend their presentation. The third one is students perform, create, construct, produce, or do something. So in the performance assessment, students really need to perform because from the word performance. Also, they will be creating or doing something, and later on they will be producing something as their product. Lastly, use clear criteria or rubrics. So in the performance assessment, it is necessary to use rubrics for grading or scoring the performance of the students. This could be the analytic rubric or the holistic rubric. So when we talk about analytic rubric, this is a two-dimensional rubrics. However, holistic rubric, this is a single criteria rubrics. In the performance assessment, teachers should interact with the students as they engage in the task. There are strengths of a performance assessment. One of the strengths of a performance assessment is that students are more engaged in an active learning. They are engaged in active learning because they will be performing, they will be creating, they will be doing something, or they will be producing something. In that way, there is an interaction between students to students or teachers to students. Another strength of a performance assessment is that students have the opportunity to demonstrate their learning in different ways. So some students may good in acting, some students are good in dancing, some students are good in singing or speaking. So in that way, they can use their different strategy in learning. Lastly, students can practice working effectively with others. So in the performance, there is a group performance. So in a group performance, of course, there would be an engagement or an interaction between groups or students to students. So in that way, you can practice working with each other as a team or as a group. Performance assessment can be restricted and can be extended performance. Example of restricted performance: write a one-page report, give a 1-minute speech, and then the extended performance, say for example, design and conduct an experiment, paint a picture, or repair a motor. I will show to you another example of a performance assessment: sewing a table napkin. One of the best example of a performance assessment is sewing a table napkin. So, in sewing a table napkin, there is a materials, there is an equipment or tools, and the procedures or process to be followed. Another example of a performance assessment is making a macrame plant hanger. So in making a macrame plant hanger, there is a materials to be used. There is a tools, equipment, and there is a process or procedures to be followed. Also, in making of this, there is a rubrics for the scoring or for grading.